when we fly crew.
Good afternoon. My name is Dean Mazzarola, Mayor for the City of Leominster. And yes, we're live today and lots to talk about this afternoon. Thanks for waiting. I apologize. We are like that jazzy music, huh? Isn't that kind of stuff, Carl, you and your father used to play? You guys used to go out and do the nursing homes and all that? We're live today, and lots to talk about this afternoon. See? Thanks for waiting. You imposter, you? Anyway, thanks for waiting a little bit late, but got all the sort of updated information for you today, and gonna sip my water. That's the only thing I'm trying to, hard to get, like get M&Ms, and you gotta like eat one, up. You gotta build some rhythm. So we have these masks, they are available. By the end of today, we'll have given out 6,000 of these masks. And there are more coming, and so don't panic. But tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we'll start giving them out. We'll let them run as far as we can. And everyone's been great. We've asked everybody to take what they need. So if you show up and you have a neighbor and they're elderly and they need a few, no problem. We're not going to sort of overdo the credentials thing here. But we are just asking those to take what you need. And we're trying to get them to as many as we can, especially tomorrow where it kicks off the new state guidelines in terms of going into supermarkets. So this is easy. I'm going to make it easy as one can understand. So if you're going into a grocery store, supermarket, variety store, Home Depot, anything that's open, where there are people and essential workers working, mask on. You're by yourself, you're in the parking lot, you're going for a run, a walk, a ride on your bike. It's just you, a significant other, walking the trail, far away from everyone, mask down, that's fine. So that's it. That's simple. If you can't keep social distance, now supermarkets and all that, sort of those places that are open for business, mask on, right? So they won't let you in unless you have a mask. So get a mask. Something blocking your face, something, right? Anyway, and I've seen some great inventions out there, so no excuse for not having one. In all other places, just social distance, and if you can't, somebody's getting close, they don't have a mask on or whatever, and you just pop it up, right? So that's pretty easy. We are got lots to talk about today, and it pretty much, I know this morning I was asked about hospital. So how's the hospital doing? And I said, well, I'll get the information for you this afternoon. So the hospital's at 24 total COVID patients suspected and confirmed, and that's including ICU. And then they have 3 that they are showing as being in ICU. So they have 24 total. So not real spikes. They've pretty much been consistent from what we've seen. So they've held their own. They've done a good job. We thank them. Let's see. Trying to think like of another hospital you might be interested. Let's look at what's the hospital in Marlborough called? Is it Marlborough Hospital? Because they're sort of an affiliate with UMass system like we are. So, yeah, so even at Marlborough Hospital, they report 21 total COVID patients suspected and confirmed. That includes ICU. And then they have, I'm sorry, yeah. So the 21 and 10 in ICU. In Lowell, they have 81 suspected and 21 in ICU. Same thing with Leahy Clinic and Peabody. But when you get to those Boston hospitals, they are obviously off the charts. When you get to Mass General, they're at 360 with 125 in ICU. When you get to places like Boston Medical with 227 and 54 in ICU, and Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital with 258 and 86. And then Bay State Medical with 91, and 15 in ICU. So those are the real big ones, the ones that have the highest population. Yeah, before I leave here, I was going to read some. So these are, in case you're interested in sort of, what's hot and what's not, and you want to read a good book. Let's see, nonfiction. Ebooks, #1, .com secrets. Let's see, you want to go to nonfiction combined? Magnolia, table 4, volume #2. Isn't that Magnolia? Is that the husband and wife team there? Yes? Does anybody know? Nobody knows? Anyway, that's #1. Magnolia, table 2 on hardcover nonfiction. #1. Hardcover fiction. Walk the Wire by Dave Baldacci, Grand Central, #1. This is hardcover fiction. If It Bleeds by Stephen King is #2. Where the Crawdads Sing, #3. All the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss, #4. It's come up from, it was 9 last week, so not bad. And Masked Prey is #5. Fiction books. Again, Walk the Wire. Must be a good book. #1, Masked Prey, Devoted, Little Fires Everywhere, First Comes Scandal, Wild for You, When the Bow Breaks, American Dirt, The Latest House Guest, and Where the Crawdads Sing. Those are all 1 through 10. And then fiction combined, Walk the Wire, pretty much same thing. And then hardcover business. If you want to read a good business book, and you know what? One thing I'll say about Wall Street Journal is that they do sort of list some good business, when they rate the business books, they are generally pretty good. So Atomic Habits, #1, Total Money Makeover by David Ramsey. What's he say, David Ramsey? What's his big thing, David Ramsey? Get 6 jobs, part-time jobs, sleep 2 hours, and don't spend any money on anything. Make your own clothes. Does that sound like David Ramsey? Dare to Lead, Never Split the Difference, Extreme Ownership, Joy at Work. There you go. Reprogramming the American Dream. There'll be lots more of those books. Strengths Finders 2.0 and the Daily Stoic and the Energy Bus. I suggest in the next month or so we'll read those and share with you. I assume it's going to be how to survive in the post-COVID-19 world, how to split the cost, how to grow your own something. I suspect that all the hardcover books will be about people that are going to tell us. In fact, all of the podcasts now, or all of the business emails that I'm getting, are experts, mostly who have never worked in the field, but somehow or another are experts, and they're going to tell us all how to get through this and how to get your business through it. And most of them are people that banks or somebody hired to do these sort of podcasts and these sort of remote learning sites. So they're going to tell us how to get through. Thank you to them. So that's some good things to read. Now, if you're a kid, let's see. I think I got those. Oh, so if you're a parent, you've run out of all those other books and books that you never, people gave to you back years ago and you've read them all, Lift is the #1 book this week. Lift. Lift is, any child can tell you that it matters enormously who gets to press the buttons in an elevator. If you're not the designated button pusher, you may have to watch a sibling flaunt the privilege. If you're the anointed one, you may guide your status into adolescence. So, when children open Min Lee and Dan Santan's perceptive picture book called Lift, it's 48 pages, and you can get it from all those places that sell books that are actually open. Then there's another book called Our Friend Hedgehog. Now that sounds like an absolute read, right? A gentle woodland story involving an owl, a hedgehog, a mole, and a human child cannot but bring to mind the classics. So it sounds like a joke, right? An owl, a hedgehog, a mole, and a human child, no. And a guy all walk into a bar. Anyway, it's some Beatrix Potter stories, Lauren Castillo, and Our Friend Hedgehog. So that's another good book to read for kiddos. And then Connect the Dots by Keith Calabrese, and Almond by Wan Peng Song. Almond is a book about a kid that has a condition known as alexithymia, born with undersized amygdalins, the almond-shaped brain areas that process emotion. They feel no emotion. The character feels no emotion himself, has difficult time making sense of the emotions of others. In this intense and moving story, translated from Korean by the Korean by Sandy Jo-sun Lee, and Yun La recounts the incident that first revealed what the severity of the disability was, from when he wandered away from kindergarten and come upon a gang of teenagers savagely kicking a schoolboy. At age 6, young Lee had known to go for help, but had to know how to convey urgency or alarm, and the boy had died. And so anyway, these are all like stories that are recommended in the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, I wish those moles would leave us alone. Okay, let's get to some numbers here. State of Massachusetts, as of today, 70,000 cases total, 1,100 new cases. Worcester County, 6,597. That's 126 increase in Worcester County. Total tested, 333,349. That's about another 9,000 additional tests that have been given across the state. And unfortunately, 122 increase in deaths across the state. Hospitalization is still down, which means we're at 12%. So of all those that are tested, so let's just use hypothetically 1,184 cases that were tested today. Out of that, 12% will come back positive, and then out of that, 5% will be hospitalized, I guess, or even less than that, actually. And then the rest are probably with no or few symptoms. So those numbers continue to be consistent across the state. I'm going to share with you my updated local ones. Okay. So we are at 166 active cases, 124 completed, which means there were 115 yesterday completed, and today is 124. So that means that's that many coming off the list. So they're not testing positive. They are done their quarantine and at least 7 days without a symptom, which means they can go back to work. But we do have 166 active. So there are a total of, let's see, yesterday we were at 144 active. Today we're at 166, so about 20 increase. And most of this coming from nursing homes and veteran homes. So again, it's the elderly, and where I know the state is trying to get into the nursing homes, the veterans homes, and assisted living, and testing as many as they possibly can, and quarantine those that need to be quarantined. And I know it's been a struggle for all of them, so that's where the numbers are. And again, the more we test, the more we will get positive readings. But that is a good thing in the sense that we get to identify them and test those in the circle, right? We do the tracking and the tracing. Thanks again to our anonymous donor. I have a friend who called and wanted to help out a couple of weeks ago, asked me where we thought we'd be in a couple of weeks, and I said, I think we'd need masks. I don't think there are enough of them out there, although these ladies with these sewing machines and people making these things are amazing. Most of them were donated, but still we couldn't keep up with them. And they asked me where I thought we'd be. I'd say, I think we're probably going to need masks. And just at the right time, yesterday they arrived. We got 6,000 of them. They're just about gone today, but we'll have more. But anyway, let's do some slides. I get too far sidetracked here. Let's see where we are. Ready for slides? There you go. I guess we're going back. There you go. There's Brad out there, handing them out. People pull up, tell me how many you need. Some come to the table, some don't. We hand them to them. Anyway, thanks to an anonymous donor who does not want to be thanked. He wants you to wear a mask. That was his only thing. He said, listen, try to get as many people to wear these masks as possible. Local assistance. Well, City Hall is closed right now, but we are open. The doors aren't physically open, but man, we're meeting a lot of people in the parking lots, bringing a lot of things to people. Try to use our website 24/7. If you can't find it on it, call us at what you're looking for, a form. Try to pay a bill. If you can't do it, it becomes too frustrating. Just wait till tomorrow. Give us a call at 978-534-7500, extension 0. You can call emergency management. That place is busy. Emergency Operations Center. They're in the middle of everything, delivering lunches for school kids, the elderly, working with Ginnies. Well, we had them out there giving masks out today, answering questions, and done just a remarkable job, and we have more work for them to do. There you go. Unemployed, mass.gov/DUA to apply for self-employed contract or unemployed benefits, mass.gov PUA. Paycheck Protection Program, SBA. And you can go to our website. You can find anything on our website, and it link you to wherever it is that you need to know. But everything you see here today and tonight that I share is on our website at leominster-ma.gov. Sexual assault and domestic violence hotline, 877-785-2020. Business questions, hearing from a lot of businesses. I'd say half of my day is talking to businesses about hitting the restart button. I think we talked extensively this morning about how to do that. And we'd be glad to come out as a team and look at your business and give you some ideas. But I would put a plan together. I'd make that plan known to the city. I would let that plan be known to your customers. And and be thinking about it. Jot the stuff on paper, put it down eventually, and print it out, put it in your window. Someday we're going to be open, and when we open, this is what you can expect to see. This is things you can share on Facebook, whatever, right? You get the picture. Giving blood, 1-800-RED Cross. Resources for kids, leominsterlibrary.org. Wi-Fi is free at LeoLib Guest, meaning Leominster Library Guest. And Conservation Commission activities at leominster-ma.gov for the kids. We're still doing, I still see bears out there in the city. I haven't gone home, right? Bear left, so I went home. Get it? No, I know. By the way, lots of bear sightings in Leominster. I've been waiting. We've been waiting to see a bear in Leominster. Please call me. If there's a bear in your neighborhood, call me. I will come down and stake it out. United Way, you can go to their website, right? Or you can call 211 for information. Growing places, tomorrow, very important. Tomorrow at 11 to 12:30, they'll be in the senior parking lot from 11 to 12:30. And they'll be going to the corner of Mechanic and Laurel Street, 3:30 to 4:30. And they take Snap and Hip. You see how beautiful that park looks over there? And then they're doing the extension out back. It's a wait till you see the other piece of this. It's really going to change the way that whole area looks. Catholic Charities, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. There's the phone number. Take a picture, get your camera out, take a picture, or go to our website. You'll see all these phone numbers. There's no way you can write them all down. It's 978-840-0696. Plus, I talk fast. G's Food Pantry, Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 1. In addition, we're now in a partnership with Emergency Management. You could call 978-537-1387. That's 978-537-1387. The Are You OK program for seniors, shut-ins, disabled. They will check on you every day, 978-534-7560, extension 3432. There's our cases from Monday, but I gave you the cases updated as of today. New opportunity for small businesses. I'm going to leave this up while I talk. And this is a new program. I hope, I asked today for people to share this information. I could see it getting shared all day. The State Treasurer's Office is accepting applications for small businesses in gateway cities. Leominster is a gateway city. This is not available to non-gateway cities or towns. If you've been affected by, and I'm sure every business has, this is really geared to those small businesses. Deadline is May 29th. I'd waste no time. You don't want to find out tomorrow there's no money left. So you must be a small business, total annual sales of less than $5 million. That's like 99% of the businesses in town. And your principal place of business must be in Massachusetts. Your business must be in operation for at least 1 year. And preference given to small business in industries especially impacted by COVID-19. Examples include home cleaning services, obviously can't go into people's homes, personal trainers, fitness, bricks and mortar establishments, personal care services such as hair and nail salons, and more. Exclusions include businesses that are chains or franchises and multi-level marketing entities. Let's see. I'm just going to go back to my Facebook page here. There we go, just in case there are any questions. Let me go close one. Oh, to apply. So we understand it's going to be very difficult. Look at that website there where they're sending you the link. I guess you can try, but one mess up and one letter wrong or one hyphen or front slash, forward slash, you're not going to get into it. So go to our website, leominster-ma.gov. You just click on that link and it's going to bring you right there. Governor's news today, the advisory committee to reopen the state is working. Hoping to announce, I think, as I said before, I can see, as predicted, right? I've been telling you, week 8's going to be tough. The pressure is mounting. And I think part of what's happening here is we can get everybody conditioned to wear masks when necessary, when they can't social distance, when they are in sort of areas that are crowded, condition us to wear the mask, then I think slowly we can open up. New testing rate is now 10%. I'm sorry I said 12. It's down today. 10% of those tested are now testing positive. That's down from 30% in early April and 17% from last week and 12% from yesterday. So that is good news. Again, the order is as of tomorrow, covering up in businesses outdoors, in public transportation, if they're unable, this is the governor's words, unable to socially distance themselves from other people. So don't call the police if somebody's running down the street or somebody's out for a walk or they're just out by themselves. It's not necessary. 8.5 million PPEs have now been delivered. Leominster was one of the locations for distributing 95s to police and fire in the area, contract tracing. So they've hired 1,000 people and working with the boards of health, ours included. So how it works is if you test positive, they're going to ask you who you've been around. They're going to identify those folks who've been around you, and they're going to test them, check for symptoms, et cetera. Massachusetts and other New England communities joining up to purchase PPEs and other equipment. So that gives them better purchasing power, I would assume. Good thing. This is the past 6 weeks, right? It's been an up and down situation right here in the city and across the state. And that's pretty consistent with, our readings are pretty consistent. Here we go as of yesterday. You see the new cases by date. Cumulative cases total by date. And you see we're sort of leveling off a little bit there, and then a drop as of May 4th. You can see on the far right-hand side. Testing by date, number of tests performed by date, and that is new tests performed, and then also cumulative tests reported. And again, some up and downs there. You can see the data. Pretty obvious. If you're just watching, my name is Dean Mazzarola. I'm Mayor for the City of Leominster. Happy to have you join us. I hope this is helpful information, and I super appreciate the fact that you share this, and it helps because not everybody can watch this. Guarantee as soon as I get off, somebody's going to want to know where and when they can get these masks, and you'll be right there to help them out, let them know, right? There you go by county. Things are changing a little bit. But obviously the dark is where more cases, less to whether it's the Leominster blue, and then the powder blue or the lighter blue is western part of the state. So let me just go back to those numbers. So for the last, I don't know how many weeks, as long as we've been here, I've been saying, I don't know. I suspect it's going to be a challenge for that metropolitan Boston area to get everybody back to that area, to get businesses up and running. It's going to be a challenge. And today, a lot of talk in the business world, yes, as we predicted, about whether or not all operations need to be in the city, in Boston, whether or not some of those operations can be split up, how many people can work from home, whether we are in the perfect, I don't mean just Leominster, but this whole entire area is now prime for attracting business. We just got to do it right. And that's not to steal business from anybody, but it is certainly, we have a different quality of life here, a different way of life. And so as these companies start rethinking their process, the talk in the business world today has shifted immediately this morning, started with all of these conversations about how many people are going to come to work, do we really need this much space? So even in office environments, they're speaking about, can we get half the office space that we have, or can we just space it out more so people are working a little further away from each other, and then half the crew comes in, half works from home. But again, there are a lot of things under consideration as we speak. Let's go to the next slide that shows you about hospitalizations. And this is as of currently 3,539 are in the hospital. Numbers are coming down. You do see on the left-hand side just, sort of that up and down until we hit that big peak. And then again, it comes back down. But there's our current as of yesterday. Daily and cumulative deaths. Again, We saw that ride out, got up around the middle of, they kept saying the peak, the surge, but we were at the surge and the peak since the 11th, I'd say the 12th of April. And so we have over 4,000 deaths. And again, for those families that couldn't be there for their loved one, that's a tough thing. It's a very tough thing. We have a wreath in front of City Hall for all of those that we couldn't visit them and pay respects to their family and to visit them and their families at wakes and funerals. And there are different cultures and beliefs and different ways that they celebrate the life of a loved one. And so we have a wreath up in front of City Hall, which sort of is dedicated to all of those. 53 is the average. Okay, everybody gets it. You see them all, right? 0 to 19, a little bit, and then 20 up. The numbers are there. And then you do the rate per 100,000, and it really climbs when you hit that 80-plus years old. But the average is, at this point, 53. And today it changed a little bit for those hospitalized, and it's 69. Again, on the left-hand side, everybody gets it. There you go. But then you see that those that are hospitalized are really those who are up there. That coincides with deaths for those that are 70-plus, but really kicks up at 80. So there you go. 82 years of age is the average age of a death confirmed COVID cases. That's really there. You see on the left-hand side, you get them by age group, but it's really not drastic until you get to that 80-plus, and you're up there. That's where it is. And half the deaths in Massachusetts are coming from nursing homes and soldiers' homes, that sort of thing. So yes, that's we've got to learn something from this process. There you go by county, split up evenly still, right? This is as of yesterday, still split. And deaths with the previous hospitalization, still about the same at 58%, and then 98% for those with, that have passed away with underlying conditions. Ethnicity and race, still an issue. I mean, something we'll have to look back at later and try to get a better understanding of why so much. And I would suspect that many by race or ethnicity work in service-related business. And I wouldn't say the hospitality business because that's pretty much closed down, but in nursing homes or hospitals, places where it's essential employees, and they seem to be bearing the brunt of this. COVID cases in long-term care, again, you can see 28 cases, and we saw just over 4,000 deaths. So it's actually higher right now. So it's at 58% of those who pass away are not only 84 plus years old or average, but they are also more than half are coming from long-term facilities. Distribution of PPEs in Massachusetts, local hospitals, public safety, they break it down there. Again, all of this information sometimes can be boring, but we do put it on our website at leominster-ma.gov. Go back one. Health Alliance still doing tests, about 60 a day. 8 to 4, do not need a doctor's note, but you do need symptoms. They include fever of over 100. You get those cold chills, you just cannot warm up, your body's shaking. Worsening shortness of breath, loss of change in smell. You've confirmed that somebody that you were near tested positive or had symptoms of COVID-19. And if you're going to Reliant, give them a call. They will ask you a series of questions and then let you know whether or not they want you to go to be tested. So all recreational fields, so you can't have sporting events on our fields, but all of our other facilities are open, our trails and everything are open. Transfer station is closed on Saturday. Starburst is moved to August 22nd. Graduation, tentative, they've set the date for August 1st. We will have, we'll instruct emergency management, police and fire and health department to see the overall plan from the school department so that if changes need to be made, we can make them. Remember, safety is first. It's very important. We want to see a graduation, but we got to make sure that we do it safely. I think we can pull it off. It's just got to be done correctly. So we will refer to the experts in this area, and we'll update you with that as well. Didn't pay your taxes, you have till June 1st. If you have a bill that came in after March 10th, but it's not your taxes, but it's something like a water bill or excise tax or something like that, you have till the end of June to make that payment. How do you make those payments? You can mail it. You can drop it off at the top stairs of City Hall and leave it in the box, or you can go online and impress everybody and pay your bill online. I'm going to take a swig of water here. Then we're going to talk about Comcast Essentials. And I want to thank you. You've been great about letting us know about families and students that do not have an electronic device. Well, we got to get you hooked up to the internet. So anybody that wants to sort of jump in here on Facebook and let me know if you've applied and whether you received it and how hard it was to get. From what I hear, and this is not on Facebook, but people that I know that have shared their information with me have said, in fact, they've done okay. It was a pretty easy process. They're up and running, and there are all kinds of great things they've been able to get. And after your 2 free months, it's $9.95 a month. So you call Comcast Essentials. There you go. Take a picture of this. 1-855-846-8376, and maybe you don't qualify, but somebody else does, and you would be a big help if you could help them. But we also have this link directly if you go to our homepage. So where I wanted to thank you is for sharing this information, and also the donations of electronic devices, Chromebooks, laptops, to our friends Kim and Ross at Infinite Design at 134 Lancaster Street, because lots of people have brought their electronic devices there. They will clean them up, so everything is wiped off. They'll reboot them, and then we'll get them into the hands of kids that will never, ever have that chance. So one thing that we do need is some of the computers are older. That's fine. We appreciate it. They're a little older, and they don't come with that little web camera. But so they do make webcams that are separate. So if you have one, maybe you don't have the actual computer, but you have the webcam, bring that to the Infinite Design, and they will be glad to help you out. Yes, Kim and Russ say Leominster has been great. And thank you to both of you for the work that you've been doing. I know you're trying to get your own work done, but it seems like you've set up shop, and it's like Santa's workshop in there. But I know from some of those who have already delivered these how excited those families were, how excited those kids were. So I can't thank you enough. This is really a big thing today. In the days when people didn't have an automobile and work started to get further and further, when they got their automobile, it was such a big thing for them. And you know, it's that internet today that really is the gateway to learning. And you know, when every kid has a passion, and sometimes they don't know what passion means, but they have a passion. And when you find out what that passion is, and you can work with them, and you have time, and you can kind of follow along with them and use the internet to follow that passion and learn more about it, that translates into schoolwork. And how do you apply that? So if somebody's into dump trucks, you can talk to them about dump trucks and get pictures and find out how big the engine is. You can add math and history and where did that come from? Is that American made? Who's the person that invented this particular part, right? I want to know the person that designed all those little cameras that we have, all those sensors that we have in our automobiles, right? Was there somebody that invented that? There's a whole story today in Consumer Reports all about the invention of plastics, which Leominster's mentioned there under Tupperware. So the creation and how they invented it and how it then turned into recycling and post-use and all of that. So pretty interesting stuff. So you take education, you make it fun, and you'd be surprised what kids can learn. We are going to not take that call. It's the same people that call me all the time. They want to know if I want to sign up for something. Takes a village. You're right, Kim. But you guys have been doing incredible work there. Thank you. So we're still taking donations. We have an order in right now for brand new Chromebooks. And again, if you know anybody, this can be done discreetly. You do not have to embarrass somebody. Let us know. If you are a student, a family here, a student, and you go to you don't have to go to Leominster School. You just have to live in Leominster. And let us know, and we'll make sure you get hooked up. We were relocated from Syracuse, New York, due to husband's job. It will be 4 years in July, and we absolutely love it here. Does that not say it all? Huh? Thank you. Good. We like having you here. We enjoy it. We love interacting and learning and hearing people's stories, right? Remember, this is the capital, I say, of legendary Leominster, right? Okay, we got 5 minutes. Okay, legendary Leominster. Everybody has a story. So if you're moving in, get your story ready because we want to hear it. My ears. All right, what else do we need to tell you? This weekend, got lots of complaints over the weekend about too many people being into those large big box retailers. So if they're going to open this weekend, they need to have either Board of Health there, police, fire, detail, whatever. Well, it's not something we want to do, but clearly this weekend, based on the information that we've received from employees and everybody, it's just a safe thing to do. We don't want to create lines and all that. We don't. If some of these businesses were smart, they'd open at 2 in the morning or, you know, shut the place down for an hour, clean the place, open it up, whatever. But I'm not the CEO of those companies. We certainly would bend the rules for them to open if we needed to. Stimulus checks, they're coming. Letter carriers that say they're coming a little at a time. So do we not have the information here? Okay, let me do this from the top of my brain here, the back of my brain. So Thursday, let me go to this for you. Okay, so Thursday, May 7th, it is first responders, and we are honoring all first responders, those in the medical world, essential workers, all in one day, okay? And also it's National Prayer Day. So at 1 o'clock, at exactly 1 o'clock, the bells of churches will ring, the fire whistles will go off. Don't think it's a fire, but the fire whistles will go off. And, then at exactly 1 o'clock, we have a procession leaving Water Tower Plaza, where Shaw's used to be, Water Tower Plaza, where Barnes & Noble is, and we have another one leaving from Francis Drake School, both at exactly 1 o'clock. If you'd like to participate, you must stay in your vehicle. You can drive a tank there if you want, but you've got to stay in your vehicle. You can't get out as much as you want to, but you'll be instructed to get back in, so please don't. You can put signs on your car. The public is welcome to join us in this procession. We will be going by the hospital. Each of the two will go by the hospital. But there are so many facilities in Leominster and so many people to thank. We've sort of broke it up and split it up. And half will handle one side of town, the other will handle the other. We'll go by assisted living. We'll go by nursing homes, healthcare facilities, RELIANT. We will go by all the essential locations. So if you'd like to participate, rain or shine, May 7th, you can show up, but we are leaving at exactly 1 o'clock. As soon as we hear the fire whistles and the bells go off, at exactly 1 o'clock, we're leaving. So if you show up too late, you won't be able to join us. There'll be police cruisers in the front and also in the back. Okay, we are out of time here. Do want to thank you. Get a chance, make some signs. If you can't come, put them out in front of your house, put them in your window, put some balloons out in front of your house. May 7th, it's our chance to thank all of those essential workers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Out of time, out of breath, remember, be kind, be nice, be generous, be well. See you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, sharp. 9 o'clock, sharp.